Hi guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kira and this is Kira's Randoms. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a movie like I always do. Please like, subscribe and comment if you happen to come across this video because yeah. And thank you for my subscribers that have not unsubscribed yet despite being like the most unserious wannabe YouTuber. Okay, so today I'm just going to be diving in. I'm talking about To Monkey is a Kemi Adetiba production and a Netflix series that came out this year, 2025. And if you know who Kemi Adetiba is, you know she don't play. Yeah, she don't play. And so if you've seen Wedding Party, you have seen King of Boys 1 and 2, and I feel like you should already know what to expect. I follow her on Instagram and I started seeing like snippets of production since last year, if I'm not wrong, since last year, and I've been very, very excited to watch. And now that I've seen it, I have a lot to say. That's why I'm here. So we're going to be starting by introducing who the director and the writer is. I mean, now we cannot just, you have to pay homage. So, first of all, who is Kemi Adetiba? Kemi Adetiba is a Nigerian filmmaker and a television director who knows her ropes, obviously. She studied at the New York Film Academy and she has been working in the industry for as long as it has existed. For as long as possible. So, yeah. But I got introduced to who Kemi Adetiba was through, I think, King of Boys. I didn't even know The Wedding Party was a production, but then I got to know later on. So I feel like you should not expect any less from a Netflix series. That's why I'm going to be talking about To Kill a Monkey. Spoiler alert for people that have not seen it. I'm not going to be talking about the story. I will just talk about what my opinions are of the acting, the casting, and the costume, the major parts. I don't want this video to be too long, so we're going right to it. The first thing is the casting. The casting, we have William Benson as Efemini Edewa. There's Stella Damascus as Nosa Edewa. There is Buchi Franklin as Oboz, or William Efegbai as Idia Ogbemudia. Ogbemudia. And there is Teniola Aladashe as Ivie Edewo, and there is Chidimo Keme as teacher. Yeah, and a couple other people. There's Iritiola Doyle, that's Eno, Inspector Eno. There is Superintendent Eno. Sorry, there's Bimbo Akintola as Mo Ogunlesi. So the characters that stood out for me would be William Benson as Efemini Edewo. William Benson is somebody that I've never seen before. This is like the first time I'm being introduced to who he is as an actor, and I feel like this is his first big break, and he killed his role. 10 over 10 acting, 10 over 10 expression of emotions. Yeah. Buchi Franklin, why am I not surprised that he could kill that role? I've seen him before in other production. I just have to say that this is expected, but then 10 over 10, 10 over 10 acting. And other characters that stood out for me would be Iriti Doyle. There is Bimbo Akintola for the character of Mo Ogunlesi, who went through a lot. Like, you don't go through that kind of thing and bounce back like that. She's very strong, the character. She's a strong person, and I would say, yeah, love the character choices, love the casting, great job, very, very intentional. Then I would move on to the acting overall. I feel like the acting is a 9 over 10 for me because of a reason that I will share later towards the end of this video. Inspector Onome, loved his acting. Even Ivie Teniola, Sunshine Rosman as Sparkles. Ooh, she came to sparkle. Damn, that girl, killed it. Absolutely did. Excuse me. Okay, and now we're going to go to talking about the costume. I read that there was a lot of intention that went into choosing costumes and crafting the costumes. I feel like in every scene, there's a way the costume just fit the scenery and what they were going for. Yeah, I love that. And they showed us how much the costume reflected the character's backgrounds. For example, Idia was somebody that obviously did not grow up in money, Idia and Obos. And their costumes at some point with the gold and everything was a bit tacky, still kind of tacky, with the chain, with the hair, the bogus nails and everything. Even though the nails saved their life at some point. But yeah, they reflected that. And then Nosa was a very simple person when they didn't have money, when there was no wealth in their lives. And then when they finally had money, you could still see that simple woman that didn't really have much. Her style didn't change much. Subtle makeup, the hair was subtle. Yeah, I love that. The costuming was very intentional. And I read that there was a list of designers that worked on the costume. Wow. But you see, the one person's costume look that I absolutely adore is Sunshine Roseman. Who? Her costumes were like it just fits every single scene and every single part that she played in the movie. It just was beautiful. And you see at the end when she came in wearing the hat with the white shoes. Ooh, that ate Eba. I loved it. Okay, so now we're going to the part that I actually like. This is about where I talk about my opinions. Even though nobody cares about them, I will say as it's my own. I will say it. Number one, I am not convinced of Chidimokeme as teacher. Yeah, I've said this and people almost punched me in the face. Whatever. I'm not. I feel like I was expecting more, but I think the fault was in the story, not Chidimokeme as an actor, and not in the interpretation of the character. And then skipping parts from Grass to Grace was rushed to me. It was rushed, but I feel like the trajectory to having money is not the reason why we are there to watch the movie. I feel like the betrayal is the major part of the movie, and that's why they rushed that part. But I didn't like. They should have at least showed us Oyibo people crying from being scammed. Just showed us how the growth was in like a scene or two, flashbacks, and then the conflict between teacher and the Obos and Efemini was also shoved down people's throats, because I feel like we didn't know who teacher was. They could have introduced teacher and then showed how he threatened the guys and all of that. They didn't introduce teacher. They said teacher is evil, teacher is this and that, is a babasale. What has he done? They should have showed us like something in teacher's past, like when he was younger, the things that he has done. And that last one, remembering Efemini at the hospital. Come on now, dreams don't work that way. How now? You now remember that when you yourself, it's like you're not there, you're not in that moment. Your whole family just died. That part was just not it for me. The therapist asked her to follow the dream. So where? But it's a movie, it's fiction, it's allowed. Overall, I would rate To Kill a Monkey, I would give it a solid 8/10. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to me rant. And yeah, thank you for your subscription. And if you haven't subscribed, please now help me to hit the subscribe button, like and comment. Thank you so much. Bye.